Today is the day we visit Hapaniya, the holy place of Advent of Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. So many times we've gone with our Gurudev, and that tradition still continues. It's on our Vaishnava calendar that everyone will go today, visit Hapaniya. We know the meaning Hapaniya. The actual meaning is sweet water, the sweet water from the coconuts. Whenever we go there, we drink dab, green coconut water, and it's always so sweet. But our Gurudev, the transcendental humorist, as Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj called him, he would also joke, keeping things real and earthy. He would say, there's also another meaning, and in Bengali it also translates as asthma, breathlessness, the place where you cannot breathe. And he thought that was funny, and it is funny if you can understand his humor, just kind of keeping it real and layered. He was always joking, and yeah, but sweet water is the general meaning and what we understand Hapaniya to be named after. Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj had no interest to go to Hapaniya after his sannyas. But after maybe 20, 30 years, his godbrothers and our Gurudev they kept asking him to come and visit his brothers. He was the eldest of 3 boys. He had 2 younger brothers, and they lived in Hapaniya. Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj also his sister Rama, she came to live in the Chaitanya Saraswat Math with Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj at a young age. But she would also go and visit. And our Gurudev wanted to locate the exact spot of Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj's birth, but only Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj knew that spot. Even the brothers didn't know that, or Rama Pishima, she didn't know that either. So some very close godbrothers of Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj, who was Jajavar Maharaj and Madhav Maharaj and Paramahamsa Maharaj and Goswami Maharaj and Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, they all convinced Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj, let's go, spend a few days in Hapaniya. And finally, Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj agreed, and they all went there, and Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj indicated the very spot where he was born, and that is where our deities are now installed. And Gurudev built the temple on that spot. And Srila Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj was there, and ever in his devotion to Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj, declared that Hapaniya is non-different from Varshana. In Vrindavan Dham, we have Radharani's birthplace, and seeing Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj as like Radharani's proxy, Radharani's agent in the highest sense, Guru. We sometimes see Guru as divine agents of Nityananda Prabhu, of the Lord, but the highest understanding is of Srimati Radharani's delegation. And Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj said, this is where in Navadip Dham, this must be Varshana, because it's the birthplace of Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. And everyone unanimously agreed, yes, This is Varshana. So, beautiful temple was built there, and our Gurudev developed that area and bought some land for crops fields, and even very special honoring of Shanti Devi. Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj had no desire to marry, but when his father was leaving the world on his deathbed, Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj's father made him promise, you will marry, because you're the oldest of 2 brothers and a sister, and pressuring him. And Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj never lied, and he wouldn't say yes. He just said, I'll try. That was his answer, I will try. So in that spirit, at one point in his life, when he was a law student, he married a woman named Shanti Devi. And that marriage didn't last more than 6 years. She passed away, she got sick and passed away. And then that was during the time when Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj was serving in Mahatma Gandhi's mission for maybe a year or 2. And he was going to the Bagh Bazar Gaudiya Math and visiting Śrīla Bhakti Saraswati Thakur. And all the Gaudiya Math members were like, your father has left, now your wife has left, now you can take sannyas. And so he did, but our Gurudev wanted to honor Shanti Devi and made a beautiful pond, a kunda, Shanti Sarovar in Hapaniya. So when you go there, you'll see just near the Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, the Shanti Sarovar. And it's a beautiful pond that has a garden surrounding it. And that's really something special that Srila Gurudev was honoring her. She was just in Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj's life for a short time, and you wouldn't think of Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj as someone who'd been married, had a wife, being who he is, and just not such a significant part of his life and pastimes, but Gurudev honored her in a very beautiful way. So when you go to Hapaniya, you'll see Shanti Sarovar. Also reminds me that in one of Gurudev's poems, he described Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj as a very deep lake, a still lake covered in moss, green moss. Such a beautiful image. And once when I was in Hapaniya, I wandered off and I saw such a deep lake covered in moss, very still. So our Mahaprabhu here, Gauranga Sundar here, maybe we can have a nice shot of him. He was commissioned, this actual deity was commissioned by Srila Gurudev in Navadvip for Hapaniya. He was meant to go to Hapaniya to be installed with Radha Gopinath. And he's made from neem, and he was completed early and put on the Chaitanya Saraswat Mat altar, hiding behind Mahaprabhu and waiting for the right moment for Radha Gopinath and for the temple to be ready. But in the meantime, Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Mahārāj had just given a third book. Do you remember the order? It was Search for Sri Krishna. Which one? Subjective evolution. And one more was offered at that time. Maybe it was Golden Volcano, Sri Guru and His Grace. 3 of his 5 books were offered at that time. And he was living in San Jose, started a community in a temple, and they were ready for deities. And so Goswami Mahārāj asked Śrīla Gurudev, what should our Mahaprabhu look like? We're going to commission a Mahaprabhu, and which posture, his hands, which way should he look? And Gurudev wanted to show him this Mahaprabhu. Like, oh, we just commissioned a Mahaprabhu and he's so beautiful, let me show you. So he took Goswami Mahārāj to the mandir in Navadvip and showed him this Mahaprabhu. And Goswami Mahārāj said, like kind of joking, not entirely serious, he said, oh, maybe this Mahaprabhu would like to come to San Jose. And Gurudev never took anything lightly as like just by accident or by coincidence or just random anything. He was ever the theist, thinking, Krishna allowed me to hear this for some reason. And he took it to heart and he just listened and then approached Śrīla Śrīdhar Mahārāj and said, Goswami Mahārāj wants to take Hapaniya Mahaprabhu to San Jose. And first Śrīla Śrīdhar Mahārāj just didn't respond positively. He didn't say no, but was like, the idea of this Mahaprabhu, he was meant for Hapaniya, and it was all set, and change of plans. And Srila Gurudev said, Goswami Mahārāj gave us 3 deities, these 3 books so far. Then why should we not give him 1? He gave us 3, let's give him at least 1. So Śrīla Śrīdhar Mahārāj accepted that proposal, and this Mahaprabhu went to San Jose, and a new Mahaprabhu was made for Hapaniya, and Radha Govinda were commissioned in Jaipur by Śrīla Śrīdhar Mahārāj's divine arrangement, and these deities went to first San Jose, and then had their adventures after that temple closed for some time, moved different locations to Hawaii, and then to Washington State. And Goswami Mahārāj tried so many times to get the deities back through so many avenues. He then felt, maybe they don't want to come back to me. I've been so irresponsible. And if they wish, they will come back. And when we built this temple, Goswami Mahārāj made the measurements. So this altar, which is their original altar, could fit here. And Avadut Mahārāj always wants to install deities everywhere quickly, and Goswami Mahārāj asked, please wait. We hope Radha Govinda and Mahaprabhu will come back. And then, through one of our devotees in California, Krishna Priya Didi, she would always ask around, where are those deities? How are they? And finally inquired and heard that they had moved to Bellingham, Washington. They were all packed, and the devotee who was previously taking care of them no longer was able to. So that was finally the moment where Goswami Maharaj could ask, please, can we have these deities? So they came back. They are sitting here now, like full circle moment in Goswami Maharaj's life, and to our delight having them here. So this Mahaprabhu, we feel it's very special because he was made by Srila Gurudev in Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj's lifetime and under their guidance and grace was given to Goswami Maharaj, and now living here with us. So Gurudev installed a new Mahaprabhu with Radha Gopinath in the birthplace of Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj, and that was during Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj's time. And every year on this day we go, and not just on this day, but we go other times too, whenever there's opportunity. And in Kartik month, just after Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj's appearance day, we also go and give our honor to that beautiful temple and the holy dham of Hapaniya. And Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj has many memories that he shared. There's a talk he gave. We titled that talk, Srila Guru Maharaj Remembers. And you can find that talk in the Centenary Anthology, which is available digitized on our Chaitanya Saraswat Math website. There he explains his birth story, that first his parents had a daughter who passed away, and then during the second pregnancy of Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj's mother, she took Ram Kavach. The Kavachas, they wear protective amulets that had connection to Lord Ramachandra for her protection during the pregnancy. And Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj was also born in the particular constellation of Lord Ram. And growing up, he had much affinity for Lord Ramachandra and Mahaprabhu and Srimati Radharani. And some guards were posted to protect any negative influence during his birth, and he remembers that story from his family and grew up in this Sanskrit-speaking home. They spoke Sanskrit in his childhood home. And interestingly enough, he would go and offer lotus flowers to Bururaj Shiv, that famous Shiva temple we visit on our parikramas. That's the same Shiva where Srila Gurudev's parents prayed and offered their requests. They asked Bururaj Shiv, please send your son into our family. That same Shiva in Jamalpur, situated practically in between Hapaniya and Vamanpara, this very old Shiva temple. Bururaj, Buru means old, and people don't know how old he is. He's just this very ancient Shiva. But Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj would go there and offer lotus flowers to that same Shiva. And he tells in his pastimes, in brief, that one day he saw the Vishvarup, the universal form of the Lord. After offering his lotus flowers, he saw the universal form of the Lord revealed to him. And let's see if I can find the exact words. Anyway, not seeing it immediately, but he saying here that he remembers being carried on the shoulders of his father and seeing the Sankirtan party going by. He wanted to go, he loved Sankirtan, and he explaining he had very sharp memory, and he remembers an earthquake. That's his earliest recollection. And he remembers the shaking of the earth and so many cows gathering. He said his first brother was born when he was 3, and he remembers the whole scene. And at age 5, he was engaged in studying and writing and staying with his maternal uncle during his studies. He remembers learning the Ramayana and the Mahabharata from his aunties, and he had so much affinity for all these things. And he said he had some type of intuitive knowledge and partiality to ancient mythological teachings and culture of the Orthodox section. He said, from very childhood, my tendency was with the culture of the Orthodox section, the Vedas, the Upanishads, etc., faith in God, all these things. And as a student, he was in the debating club, and he always sided with the ancient Shastric culture, even against the teachers that took up the cause of the Renaissance or Reformation. I was always on the side of the previous culture. I fought with them, and I don't think they could defeat me. As a young boy, his own teachers couldn't defeat him. He said, I'm told that I had a general tendency that if anyone would come and ask me something, I would reply, no. No. Gurudev was the opposite. He'd always say yes. Whatever would be asked of me, no. But once, when our family members, a scholar, went to appear for his examination, he came and asked me whether he would pass or not. They had some idea that Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj had some foresight and asked, would I pass my exam? Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj pronounced yes. And this family member scholar won a scholarship. He finished high school when he was 15, and he could write Sanskrit. He said, I like sacrifice in life, the magnanimous side. I had affinity for Lord Ram, for the model pastimes, the dharmic pastimes, but not so much Lord Krishna. Because of his Vrindavan Leela, I could not accommodate why God should be a liar and a girl hunter. I could not accommodate this. Though I saw Radha Govinda Murti's deities, they seemed to be very charming. I found some mystic background there, but on the surface I had more liking for Lord Ram than Krishna. But my first attraction to Krishna came through Bhagavad Gita, and then through Mahaprabhu. I liked Ramachandra for his magnanimity. I was mainly attracted to the self-giving ideal, so I liked Radharani very much. I like Mahaprabhu very much, but my attraction to Krishna was less. My attraction to Krishna came through Mahaprabhu and through Radharani from their side. When I was 9 or 10 or so, there was a temple where Radha Krishna deities were installed in Jagadanandapur, near Katwa. Every year in Kartik month, my father used to read Srimad Bhagavatam there. Sometimes I visited that temple with him and I found some mystic atmosphere there. It seemed very mystical to me. So then his studying time and he passed his matriculation, second division. That means like maybe a BA. I passed IA, Intermediate Arts, in the first division. Then we were studying at a local school and had to do some family works along with our study. He was admitted in the same college in Baharampur and got his bachelor degree. Then he met some student that was he became friends with, and they would that student was very devotional and detached, and they would chant together and discuss many things. He said he had a period of his life where he would do meditational chanting of Gayatri 432 times daily. And he felt some special light coming from Gayatri mantra. So he's saying his father died, and as the oldest son, the father had some hope for family matters, but he saw that my mind was more inclined to devotion and Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. That's when he agreed reluctantly to marry, and that all came to an end after a short period of time, and then joining the Gaudiya Math. And we heard that when Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj would go to listen to Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in the Bhag Bazar Gaudiya Math, his listening was very intense. Everyone would see Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj listening with intensity. And someone started getting a little paranoid that maybe he is a spy, and confronted him, like, you are a spy, get out of here. And Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj was naturally a little insulted and went to the Ganga and just thinking, like, I have to tolerate this kind of insult. And he stayed away for a little while. Then Saraswati Thakur was like, where is that? At the time his name was Ramachandra? Ramendra, first it was Ramendra Chandra. Then first initiation and second initiation, he became Ramendra Sundar. Then because of his affinity for the Ramananda Samvad, Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharāj changed his name to Ramananda Das. You'll see in one of his poems, he signs off as Ramananda Das. So first he was Ramendra Chandra Bhattacharya, then Ramendra Sundar Prabhu, then Ramananda Prabhu, then Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar. Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar. But before his initiation, Śrīla Saraswati Thakur noticed he was missing. He used to come and listen so intensely, then all of a sudden, like, where is he? And one of disciples of Saraswati Thakur said, "Oh, he's a spy." And we told him, like, "Get out of here." And Saraswati Thakur said, "He is not a spy. Go and call him back and apologize." And he's, you don't know how great he is, and he's listening and following and can actually reproduce everything I say and think, and is super qualified, and like, you go and bring him back. So Śrīdhar Maharaj was brought back, joined the Gaudiya Math. There's so much more history after that, but finally becoming Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar. Saraswati Thakur, seeing his ability to protect the sampradaya, the guardian of devotion, one who is fit to protect this Rupanuga sampradaya, the Rupanuga dhara. Śrīdhar Maharaj, that current flowed through him. And we heard of Saraswati Thakur's disappearance day. He wanted to hear Sri Rupa Manjari Pada from Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj only. Srila Śrīdhar Maharaj hesitated to sing when asked because he didn't consider himself a kirtanir, which basically means like a performer, someone who could sing beautiful tune, but hesitated and asked one of the others, I believe it was Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj. Was it Jajavar Maharaj? Compared. Mm-hmm. So when Jajavar Maharaj began to sing, Saraswati Thakur on his disappearance bed stopped. Jajavar Maharaj said, "No, I want to hear this from Śrīdhar Maharaj, Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar Maharaj." So that famous pastime took place when Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj sang Sri Rupa Manjari Pada during the disappearance pastimes of Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj, Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And those who were there witnessed some mystic transferring of power, some power transmission. The current of Sri Rupa being transferred to Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. And all these god brothers knew that and honored him for that, and would spend their rest of their lives looking back to Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj for approval, simha vilokana. You remember that expression? Like the lion goes and looks back to see how far he's gone on his travels, on his hunting journeys. The god brothers would look back to Śrīla. They'd go on with their own preaching, their own mats, but they'd look to Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj for approval, make sure he was happy with their preaching and their program, and felt like confirmation that yes, he's happy, let's go forward with our own preaching. So very unique situation there. They were all god brothers, but they could acknowledge Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj had some superior position as guardian of devotion, as the one who inherited all the wealth of Śrīla Saraswati Thakur, looking to him for approval, especially like Goswami Maharaj and Jajavar Maharaj and Madhav Maharaj and Paramahamsa Maharaj, Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, and Nayanananda Das Babaji Maharaj, who is Satish Prabhu. We all got to meet him. He lived a very long life, Nayanananda Das Babaji Maharaj. He used to ride his bicycle to our festivals from think it was Champahati. But, so some attempt on my side to speak some glories of Sripat Hapaniya, the Advent place of our grandfather Guru Maharaj, Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣak Śrīdhar Dev-Goswāmī Mahārāj. What an important, significant place it is for us. It's like non-different from Varshana. Thanks to Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj for giving that parallel, and to so much appreciation for all those God brothers and our Gurudev for establishing this beautiful temple for us to go on pilgrimage of. So we pray for their grace, that they see us remembering. Through remembrance, we are also getting the blessings of Śrīla Śrīdhar Maharaj, of Hapaniya Dham, our Guru Varga. Anyone who hears of this also, through hearing, through remembering, we're getting that super benefit and blessing in our lives.